From this film, anything we should know for this clip?
Yes, it's basically the movie's like a relationship movie, but it's kind of from the male point of view. And in this clip, we're breaking up, sort of, and we're talking about how we get along, and we have some differences. I'm not really very good at setting up this clip, I think.
You know, Oprah, I never wanted to be famous, to be quite honest. Never wanted to be famous. I wanted to be good at what I do. I still don't want to be famous. I want to be good at what I do. Fame, I don't know what it is. I've just come to terms with it. I think I've been in denial about it. And
I know we've been begging you for 8 years to come on here.
You know, it's not what I do. What I do is I'm an actor, and I work on my part, and I play the part, and then people go see it. And I don't even really deal with it.
Well, somebody had told me about it, and I'm like, oh, if that's going to work, I'll try it. It's basically alkalines the system. I take a liter of water, I pour like a a shot glass full of it, and I drink it throughout my day, or how much water I'm drinking.
So you don't do the hot apple cider vinegar in the water in the morning.
You can do that, and you can bathe in it. You can clean your counter with it. It's crazy. It's like this all-purpose.
It does everything.
It was sort of ongoing because I have taken so many swerves in my life that I found that I've had to explain myself to people. Like when you leave your law firm and making a lot of money, and you go and make no money, people want to know, well, tell me about you. Why'd you do that? And then I have to figure that out. So the early chapters of the book are stories that I've already kind of embraced in understanding my journey.
I said, yes, that's exactly how my dreams felt. And that's how I want to write, or how do you work like that? And then I started reading people like William Burroughs, and I started learning about the cut-up techniques that they employed to create new ways of thinking. And I thought I'd try and apply that to writing. So that's kind of how it evolved. But it was originally because of the dream state. I found the dream state magnetic, and sort of, it just captured everything for me.
Like, should I start putting some recipe things together? And he was like, stop it, this is my holiday to plan. So I didn't plan anything.
Guys like to get possessive about this
For
one.
sure, I get it, whatever. I think it's rad, I'm down.
And by the way, no matter what he does, you have to give him credit for it. Because we're going to be we get so proud of what we do, even if it sucks, we still you can't burst our bubble.
Yeah, I give you credit for sure.
All right.
And the more and more I thought about it, I kept amping it up. I kept being like, well, it'll just be one little secret gathering. And then I made it, oh, it'll be at my house. And then I was like, oh, we'll do it at all my houses. And then so it ended up being 89 people in LA, 89 in Nashville, in New York, Rhode Island, and in London.
It's so epic. They're just the sweetest guys ever. I remember my first week, I came into my trailer and there was a massive bouquet of flowers. And I didn't have a card or anything. And I was like, was that from you? And he's like, it's me and Martin. I was like, you guys are so sweet. The next week I walk into my trailer, there's another present. And I'm like, what? Is this just gonna keep happening?
Really?
And it did kind of just keep happening.
Really?
They know how to take care of their cats.
Best Supporting Actress nomination for the Critics' Choice Awards.
Thank you. Thank you.
What attracted you to the role of Cassidy, a.k.a. Pam?
I really wanted to work with Darren Aronofsky, and I really trusted him, and he wanted to work in a really visceral, intimate way. He wanted to work in a more actor-focused way than he had done in a while, and that was very appealing to an actor, of course.
So we come at a reasonable speed. We were flying down this like hill into a turn, come to a screeching halt, literally just dangerously close to John Cena. He didn't flinch. I, on the other hand, let out a noise I didn't know was humanly possible. The minute they called cut, I run out of the car and I'm like, John, I'm so sorry, are you okay? As if I had control, which I didn't. But I still just felt so bad. And he just was like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine.
I mean,
like, you are not normal, John Cena.
Yeah, he really is.
And we try to explain to them, yeah, there's people, they're a little funny, they kind of like taking pictures and they're a little weird, but it's all right. And like our little ones, Zahara said, actually, Daddy, it's not all right. And it gets to them, but we do our best. We just try to keep, they have their friends, and we try to keep as much normalcy as we can and do things together, do things as a family. We keep everyone together, and that's our rule.
What is the most important thing in your life?
Living.
Anybody else would be an idiot to say otherwise. You have a life, you live it, you know. Beyond living, to be able to make some good music and to be able to continue to do so. That's important to me.
This case is concluded for the time being. That was a case where I represented the former president of the Maldives, Mohammed Nasheed, who was a climate change activist and the country's first democratically elected president. He was falsely imprisoned in his country, and we were able to get him released to the UK, and now he has asylum here.
I think for a long time I thought that a safe space meant that everybody should be comfortable all of the time, so avoid. But I'm starting to understand that I think really to have a safe space, that means that everybody in the room has to commit to being uncomfortable for a little bit of time.
It's really, it's interesting, and I agree with you. When I heard you say that, you know, we all tend to watch the news that we want to watch, and any other news is, you know, they're wrong.
Yeah.
And we hang out with people who agree with us, and I think that it is making us more and more divided, and it is not working. We need to change this, because we all need to come together and figure out how we become a human race and not start judging each other the way we have been doing. Something has to change.
We decided to leave it until we had the music. So we had this music in the rehearsal room, and we started playing it, and it really took off. And so, you know, we kind of decided that we were going to carry on anyway. I mean, to my point of view, I knew the band, not with me as a singer, because at that point I had no idea, but just the band could sustain itself, you know, because the band was good enough. It was like 4/5 of the writing material left.
I think there was tremendous shock, because I think there'd been a certain amount of publicity about his arrest, and no one was expecting him to be killed. And I think had he been allowed to live, he could have been a great African statesman, perhaps so crystallized the hopes of a lot of young people in the way that Kennedy did in America. And I think it's tragic the way, you know, he was, his life was cut short.
And also, I think it's convenient for some people to stay out of a hassle. I've always, and I don't mean that as that I should be patted on the back for that, because some guys get into the hassle so big they can't do anything else. They can't shake hands with another person or reach out to another human being. But there's something in me that digs the hassle, and I get involved in it.
And it's like, no. You know what I mean? That's been done before. What's the next shit? You know what I mean? Maybe we can fuse alternative rock with some electro and still put hip-hop on it and fuse all three of those together. Maybe we can take some folk, put some nice drums on it, some hip-hop drums, and mix it in with some country, some guitar or something. You know what I mean? And get like someone like Leaky Lee to jump on it and really kill it on the hook side of things. Give her a verse. Give me a verse. We do a duet. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's a song that you've never heard before with a sound that you've never, you know, heard before either. You know, and it's done in a way where it's like, okay, it's different, but it's believable. It sounds good. You know, and Kid Cudi is trying to execute that shit.